There is a hidden room within you where your life is being rehearsed before it is lived, a quiet inner chamber beneath your ordinary thinking, beneath the opinions you speak out loud, beneath the goals you write on paper, beneath the personality you show to the world. In that room, ancient impressions, childhood voices, emotional memories, repeated thoughts, fears, assumptions, hopes, and identities are all sitting together like silent architects, shaping the kind of life you believe is possible for you. And until you enter that room consciously, until you bring the light of awareness into the place where your beliefs were formed, you may spend years trying to change your life on the surface while the deeper part of you continues to recreate the same familiar world. You may say, I want love, but the subconscious whispers, love is not safe. You may say, I want abundance, but the subconscious whispers, people like us struggle. You may say, I want peace, but the subconscious whispers, danger is always coming. You may say, I want success, but the subconscious whispers, if you become visible, you will be rejected. And so your conscious desire reaches toward the future while your subconscious loyalty keeps pulling you back into the past. To reprogram the subconscious mind is not to fight yourself. It is not to hate your old beliefs, shame your fear, punish your hesitation, or pretend that pain never happened. It is the sacred act of returning to the inner garden and lovingly removing the weeds that were never truly yours. It is the act of realizing that many of the beliefs you call me are simply echoes you absorbed before you were old enough to question them. Someone told you what was possible. Someone modeled fear. Someone taught you scarcity. Someone rewarded you for silence. Someone laughed at your dream. Someone made love feel conditional. Someone made safety feel temporary. Someone taught you that worth must be earned through exhaustion. And because you were open, sensitive, and trying to belong, you accepted those impressions as truth. But an impression is not a commandment. A belief is not a prison unless you continue to live inside it unconsciously. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It does not argue with the seed. It does not say, is this seed good for me? Is this seed aligned with my soul? Is this seed borrowed from fear or planted by love? It simply receives what is repeated with emotion and grows it into pattern. If you plant I am not enough for many years, the subconscious will grow a life of hesitation, comparison, overgiving, and self-doubt. If you plant life is against me, it will grow suspicion, defensiveness, and the strange ability to find evidence of betrayal even in neutral moments. If you plant money is hard, it will grow anxiety around receiving, guilt around having, and unconscious resistance to opportunity. But if you begin planting, I am guided, I am worthy, I am available to receive, I am becoming the person my dream requires, I am safe to expand, then the soil begins to change. The harvest changes because the seed changes. And the seed changes because you, the conscious being, finally become awake inside your own mind. Most people try to manifest dreams while secretly identifying with a version of themselves that cannot have them. They visualize a new home while emotionally living in unworthiness. They speak affirmations of abundance while their bodies are saturated with panic. They imagine a loving relationship while carrying the expectation of abandonment. They write goals for success while still believing visibility is dangerous. And then they say manifestation does not work. But the problem is not that life refuses to respond. The problem is that the signal is divided. The conscious mind says yes, but the subconscious says no. The lips speak faith, but the nervous system rehearses fear. The imagination touches the dream, but the identity returns to the wound. And reality, like a mirror, does not reflect the sentence you repeat once in the morning. It reflects the dominant identity you carry through the day. This is why reprogramming begins with identity, not with begging, not with desperation, not with trying to force the universe to deliver something so that you can finally feel whole. The deepest question is not, what do I want? The deepest question is, who am I being while I want it? Am I being the one who is waiting to be chosen, or the one who knows life has already chosen me by breathing through me? Am I being the one who is trying to prove worth, or the one who creates from worth? Am I being the frightened child trying to survive old rejection, or the awakened soul willing to participate in a new pattern? Your subconscious mind is always asking, who are we? What is normal for us? What do we expect? What feels familiar? And unless you give it a new answer repeatedly, emotionally, patiently, and consistently, it will return to the old one. The old answer may not be true, but it is familiar. And the subconscious often confuses familiarity with safety. This is why people return to painful relationships repeat financial struggle, sabotage opportunity, delay healing, and feel uncomfortable when life begins to improve. It is not because they are weak. It is because the subconscious says this new reality is unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels dangerous. Peace may feel strange to someone raised in chaos. Love may feel suspicious to someone trained by abandonment. Abundance may feel unsafe to someone taught that prosperity creates guilt or judgment. Ease may feel irresponsible to someone who learned that suffering is the price of worthiness. And so, reprogramming your subconscious is also teaching your body that good things can be safe, joy can be safe, stability can be safe, being seen can be safe, receiving can be safe, rest can be safe, love can be safe, expansion can be safe. You do this not by shouting at yourself, but by repetition in a state of presence. The subconscious learns through repetition, emotion, imagery, and identity. It is most open when the conscious mind is quiet, when the body is relaxed, when you are waking, when you are falling asleep, when you are meditating, when you are moved emotionally, when you are deeply focused, when you are not resisting. These are sacred windows. Do not fill them only with worry, news, comparison, old conversations, social noise, or mental rehearsals of what could go wrong. If the moments before sleep are spent replaying fear, you are carrying fear into the deeper mind like a prayer. If the first moments after waking are spent reaching for anxiety, you are allowing the world to tune your instrument before your soul has spoken. Guard these thresholds. They are doorways into the subconscious. Before sleep, speak to yourself as though you are speaking directly into the garden of your future. Let the last feeling of the day be one of gratitude, not complaint. Let the last image be one of possibility, not dread. Let the last words be kind, not condemning. Say gently, I am safe to release the day. I am guided while I sleep. My mind is being renewed. My heart is being healed. I am becoming available to the life that is aligned with my soul. I forgive what I can forgive tonight, and I surrender what I cannot yet understand. I am loved by life. I am held in a wisdom greater than my worry, and then let the body feel it. Do not just recite it like a machine. Feel the meaning behind it. The subconscious does not respond deeply to empty language. It responds to feeling, image, and conviction. Let your body become familiar with the emotional state of the fulfilled prayer. In the morning before the world tells you who to be, tell yourself the truth. Not the truth of your fear, the truth of your spirit. Place your hand on your heart and remember that you are not a random creature trying to survive a hostile universe. You are consciousness in form. You are a soul having a human experience. You are a living expression of the same intelligence that moves the stars, grows the flowers, heals the body, and guides the tide. You are not separate from creation. You are participating in it. Say, today I choose the identity of one who is guided. Today I choose the thoughts that support my becoming. Today I bless my dream with action. Today I do not consult my past before honoring my calling. Today I am willing to see differently, speak differently, feel differently, and act differently. Today I become evidence of a new belief. This is not pretending, this is practicing. Every identity was practiced until it felt real. The fearful self was practiced. The unworthy self was practiced. The resentful self was practiced. The procrastinating self was practiced. The self who expects disappointment was practiced. Now you are practicing the awakened self. You are practicing the abundant self. You are practicing the peaceful self. You are practicing the disciplined self. You are practicing the loving self. You are practicing the self who no longer needs the world to validate what the soul already knows. At first, the old mind may protest. It may say, this is not true. It may say, look at the evidence. It may say, remember what happened before. But the old mind is only repeating the past. Do not argue with it. Smile inwardly and say, thank you for trying to protect me, but we are learning a new way now. The subconscious is changed when the new way becomes more familiar than the old way. That takes patience. It takes gentleness. It takes sacred consistency. You cannot plant a seed one day, dig it up the next, and accuse the soil of failing. You cannot speak abundance in the morning and spend the whole afternoon worshiping lack. You cannot affirm love and continue abandoning yourself. You cannot imagine success and keep living like someone who expects defeat. Reprogramming is not merely mental. It is behavioral, it is emotional, it is spiritual. It is choosing new thoughts, yes, but also choosing new responses, new boundaries, new habits, new environments, new language, new rituals, new decisions. Your subconscious believes what you repeatedly demonstrate. If you say, I am worthy, then act as though you are worthy. Stop begging for attention from people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop shrinking your gifts because someone else is uncomfortable with your light. Stop treating your body like an enemy. Stop apologizing for your needs. Stop postponing your dream until every person in your life agrees with it. Worthiness is not a slogan, it is a standard. If you say, I am abundant, then act as though life circulates through you. Bless the money that leaves, bless the money that enters. Use resources with wisdom, not panic. Give from overflow, not guilt. Receive without apology. Invest in growth when guided. Stop making scarcity your spiritual advisor. Abundance is not only what you have, it is the way you relate to what you have, what you give, what you receive, and what you believe is possible. If you say, I am guided, then create silence where guidance can be heard. The soul does not shout over constant noise. Intuition often comes like a feather touching the surface of still water. It will not compete with your addiction to distraction. Sit quietly, walk slowly, breathe deeply. Ask, what is the next right step? Not the next 20 years, not the complete map, the next right step. The subconscious becomes reprogrammed when you begin proving to yourself that you can listen inwardly and survive outwardly. Every time you honor a quiet nudge, every time you take a courageous small action, every time you choose peace over panic, you install a new program. I can trust myself. I can be guided. I can move without knowing everything. I can participate with life. Your inner language matters because words are carriers of identity. The phrase I am is a creative declaration. Be very careful what you attach to it. Do not say I am broken when you mean I am healing. Do not say I am poor when you mean I am learning a new relationship with abundance. Do not say I am unlucky when you mean I am becoming available to new possibilities. Do not say I am stuck when you mean I am in a transition I do not yet understand. Do not say I am a failure when you mean I am being refined through experience. Your subconscious listens. It does not know you are being casual. It takes repeated emotional statements as instructions. Speak as one who honors the power of the temple within. And yet, do not use language to suppress your truth. If you are hurting, acknowledge it. If you are afraid, be honest. If you are grieving, allow it. But do not turn a passing state into a permanent identity. Say, fear is moving through me, but I am not fear. Sadness is visiting me, but I am not sadness. Doubt is speaking, but I am not doubt. I am the awareness in which these things arise and pass. This is one of the great liberations. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not the old program. You are the consciousness that can observe the program and choose differently. The moment you can witness a pattern, you are no longer completely trapped inside it. Awareness is the beginning of freedom. The ego lives by repetition too. It repeats grievances. It repeats comparisons. It repeats judgments. It repeats old fears until they seem like wisdom. It says, I am only being realistic. But often realism is just a memory wearing respectable clothing. The ego will call limitation practical because expansion threatens its control. The ego would rather be right about suffering than free in uncertainty. It would rather preserve the familiar wound than risk the vulnerability of healing. It will tell you not to dream too much, not to trust too much, not to open too much, not to change too much, because the ego's religion is survival. But you are not here merely to survive. You are here to awaken. You are here to express the divine intelligence placed within you. You are here to become a clear channel for love, creativity, service, and abundance. To reprogram the subconscious, you must stop feeding the old program with attention. Attention is nourishment. Whatever you repeatedly attend to grows in your inner world. If you spend your days mentally arguing with the past, you are feeding the past. If you repeatedly imagine rejection, you are feeding rejection. If you constantly compare yourself to others, you are feeding insufficiency. If you dwell on what is missing, you are feeding lack. This does not mean ignore problems. It means do not build a shrine to them. Look at what needs attention, act with wisdom, and then return your energy to what you are creating. Your attention is sacred. Do not spend it carelessly. The mind can become addicted to old pain because pain provides identity. The story of what happened can become a strange kind of home. You may not enjoy it, but you know how to live there. Reprogramming asks you to leave that home, and at first freedom may feel unfamiliar. You may even miss the old pain, not because it was good, but because it was known. Be compassionate with yourself in this transition. The soul does not demand violent transformation. The soul invites steady awakening. You can say, I bless the part of me that learned to survive this way. I thank it for protecting me. But I am no longer willing to make survival the ceiling of my life. I am available for joy. I am available for peace. I am available for love. I am available for prosperity. I am available for a dream that does not require me to betray myself. One of the most powerful ways to reprogram the subconscious is to enter the feeling of your desired reality before it appears. This is not fantasy. It is spiritual rehearsal. Before an athlete performs, they see the movement within. Before an artist creates, they sense the form. Before a new life appears, consciousness must become acquainted with it. Close your eyes and feel the essence of your dream. Do not obsess over every detail. Feel the core. If the dream is abundance, feel freedom, gratitude, generosity, security, circulation. If the dream is love, feel warmth, safety, mutual respect, openness, joy. If the dream is healing, feel wholeness, peace, vitality, forgiveness, lightness. If the dream is success, feel service, clarity, contribution, confidence, discipline. Let the body learn the state. Let the subconscious receive the imprint. Let your future become emotionally familiar. Then rise and act from that state. This is essential. Feeling without action becomes a pleasant escape. Action without aligned feeling becomes exhausting force. Together, feeling and action become creative power. Ask, what would the version of me who already trusts life do today? What would the version of me who is worthy of this dream choose? What would the version of me who is abundant, disciplined, loving, peaceful, and guided do with this hour? Then do one thing, one small thing. Make the call, write the page, clear the space, set the boundary, take the walk, save the money, give the gift, speak the truth, study the skill, apologize, forgive, begin. The subconscious is impressed by evidence, and you create evidence through repeated aligned action. Do not underestimate the spiritual power of keeping promises to yourself. Every kept promise reprograms the subconscious with the belief, I can trust myself. Every broken promise, especially the small ones you dismiss, reinforces the old program of self-abandonment. If you say you will rise early, rise. If you say you will meditate for 5 minutes, sit. If you say you will stop speaking to yourself cruelly, stop mid-sentence and choose again. If you say you will work on the dream today, give it honest time. Keep the promise small enough to honor and then honor it. Self-trust is built in quiet moments. It is not built through grand declarations. It is built through daily integrity. There is a metaphysical truth here that the great spiritual traditions have always pointed toward, as within, so without. The outer world is not always an immediate mirror, but it is deeply connected to the inner arrangement of consciousness. If your inner world is chaos, you will often interpret life chaotically and choose chaotically. If your inner world is rooted in love, you will perceive more clearly and choose more wisely. If your inner world is filled with resentment, you will find enemies everywhere. If your inner world is filled with gratitude, you will notice grace everywhere. Reprogramming the subconscious is not about controlling every event. It is about becoming the kind of consciousness through which higher possibilities can enter. You must also understand the role of emotion. Thought plants the seed, but emotion waters it. A dry affirmation repeated without feeling rarely reaches the deep mind. But a thought joined with emotion becomes magnetic. This is why fear can manifest so powerfully in your experience. Not because fear is stronger than love, but because you have often given fear your full emotional participation. You imagine what could go wrong vividly. You feel it in the body. You repeat it. You believe it. You prepare for it. You discuss it. You sleep with it. You wake with it. And then you wonder why anxiety feels so real. You have practiced it with devotion. Now imagine practicing trust with that same devotion. Imagine practicing gratitude with that same emotional intensity. Imagine practicing worthiness until the body no longer argues. Imagine practicing peace until your nervous system begins to believe it. This is not done by force. You cannot beat the subconscious into holiness. You cannot shame yourself into abundance. You cannot hate yourself into love. Transformation happens in an atmosphere of compassion. When the old program appears, do not say, I am failing. Say, I am seeing what used to run me. This is awareness. This is progress. This is the old leaving. Then choose the new response again and again. The repetition is the reprogramming. The loving return is the path. The moment you choose again, you are no longer the same person you were when the pattern began. There will be resistance because the subconscious protects the familiar. Do not interpret resistance as a sign to stop. Interpret it as a sign to proceed gently, wisely, and consistently. When you begin saying yes to your dream, old fears may rise. When you begin receiving more, guilt may rise. When you begin setting boundaries, discomfort may rise. When you begin being seen, shame may rise. When you begin resting, anxiety may rise. These are not evidence that the new life is wrong. They are evidence that the old program is being revealed. Bless the resistance. Ask what it is trying to protect. Then teach it a new truth. Say, it is safe for me to grow. It is safe for me to receive. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to be loved. It is safe for me to succeed without losing myself. It is safe for me to live differently from the pattern I inherited. You are allowed to outgrow inherited limitations. You are allowed to be the first in your family to think differently, love differently, earn differently, heal differently, speak differently, pray differently, live differently. You are allowed to interrupt generational fear. You are allowed to stop carrying emotional burdens that were handed to you without your consent. You can love those who came before you without repeating their pain. You can honor your past without obeying it. You can belong to your family and still belong to your soul. Sometimes the dream within you is not only personal, sometimes it is ancestral healing. Sometimes your prosperity heals a lineage of scarcity. Sometimes your peace heals a lineage of conflict. Sometimes your self-love heals a lineage of shame. Sometimes your courage opens a door for those who come after you. Reprogramming the subconscious also requires choosing your environment consciously. The mind is porous. You are always being influenced. The conversations you entertain, the media you consume, the people you listen to, the rooms you enter, the words you repeat, the images you absorb, the music you play, the stories you tell, all of these are inputs. Do not expect to cultivate peace while feeding on outrage all day. Do not expect to cultivate abundance while surrounding yourself with constant cynicism. Do not expect to cultivate self-worth while staying close to those who profit from your insecurity. Protect your inner atmosphere, not from arrogance, but from reverence. A sacred mind must be guarded like a temple. Not everything deserves entrance. But guarding your mind does not mean becoming rigid or afraid. It means becoming intentional. Choose voices that awaken you. Choose books that elevate you. Choose silence that restores you. Choose friends who call forth your higher self. Choose spaces where your nervous system can soften. Choose practices that remind you of who you are. And when you must be in environments that do not reflect your desired state, become the thermostat, not the thermometer. Do not simply measure the emotional temperature around you and become it. Set the tone inwardly. Carry your peace, carry your clarity, carry your new identity. This is mastery. At the heart of all subconscious reprogramming is the release of the false self. The false self says, I am what happened to me. I am what others think. I am what I own. I am what I achieve. I am my fear. I am my past. I am my wound. The true self says, I am awareness. I am spirit. I am love taking form. I am the witness of thought, not the prisoner of thought. I am the chooser of meaning, not the victim of every circumstance. I am connected to a source greater than my personal history. When you live from the false self, manifestation becomes grasping. When you live from the true self, manifestation becomes expression. You are not trying to get something to complete you. You are allowing what is within you to unfold into form. This is why surrender is not the opposite of manifestation. Surrender is its purification. The ego tries to manifest by control. The soul manifests through alignment. The ego says, it must happen exactly this way at exactly this time through exactly this person, or I am not loved by life. The soul says, I hold the essence of my dream with faith, I act with devotion, and I surrender the form to a higher intelligence. Surrender does not mean giving up, it means giving over. It means you stop suffocating your dream with anxiety. You stop digging up the seed every hour to see if it is growing. You do your part, and you allow life to do what only life can do. The subconscious begins to trust when you stop living as though everything depends on panic. You can care deeply without obsessing. You can work diligently without worshiping effort. You can desire fully without clinging desperately. You can be committed and surrendered at the same time. This is spiritual maturity. This is the middle way. This is the calm power of one who knows that the invisible is always working before the visible appears. Sometimes what you call a delay is actually the subconscious catching up to the dream. Sometimes your outer life has not changed because your inner identity is still being prepared to sustain the change. Do not curse the preparation. Do not despise the hidden season. The bamboo grows roots beneath the earth long before it rises rapidly toward the sky. The child forms in secret before birth. The dawn gathers below the horizon before light spills across the world. You too may be in a sacred unseen process. Keep planning, keep feeling, keep choosing, keep acting, keep becoming. The invisible is not empty, it is formative. To manifest your dreams, you must become a match for the essence of them, and this means you must release the emotional addiction to the opposite. If you want peace, stop rehearsing conflict. If you want love, stop rehearsing abandonment. If you want prosperity, stop rehearsing lack. If you want health, stop identifying only with illness. If you want purpose, stop telling yourself your life has no meaning. You may have real challenges, yes. Honor them, address them, but do not let them become your God. There is a difference between acknowledging a condition and worshiping it with constant emotional attention. The subconscious mind does not change because you shame the darkness. It changes because you bring light repeatedly. Imagine walking into a dark room and yelling at the darkness to leave. Nothing happens. But strike a match, open a window, turn on a lamp, and darkness disappears by the presence of something higher. Your old programming is like darkness. Do not spend your life arguing with it. Bring light. Bring new images. Bring new words. Bring new choices. Bring new feelings. Bring forgiveness. Bring gratitude. Bring discipline. Bring love. Bring stillness. Bring repetition. Bring the presence of your awakened self until the old room is no longer dark. Forgiveness plays a powerful role because resentment keeps the subconscious tied to the past. If you are trying to manifest a new life while emotionally bound to old injuries, part of you remains anchored to the very reality you are leaving. Forgiveness cuts the energetic cord. Forgiveness says, I will no longer use my mind to keep this wound alive. I will no longer let this story define the range of my future. I will no longer make my dream pay the price for what someone else did. Forgiveness may take time. It may unfold in layers. But every sincere movement toward forgiveness creates space in the subconscious for a new identity. You cannot be fully available to your future while continually renewing your contract with the past. And you must forgive yourself. Perhaps this is the most important forgiveness of all. Forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. Forgive yourself for staying too long, leaving too quickly, trusting the wrong people, doubting your gifts, wasting time, making choices from fear, repeating patterns you did not yet understand. Shame is a poor teacher. It paralyzes the very consciousness it claims to correct. Wisdom teaches better. Compassion teaches better. Responsibility without shame is transformative. You can say, yes, I chose that. Yes, I learned from it. Yes, I take responsibility. And no, I will not turn my mistake into my identity. I am free to choose again. Your dream needs a self-concept that can hold it. If you see yourself as small, the dream will frighten you. If you see yourself as unworthy, the dream will feel impossible. If you see yourself as unsupported, the dream will feel heavy. But if you begin to see yourself as guided, capable, loved, and available, the dream becomes not a mountain crushing you, but a path calling you. Self-concept is the frame through which the subconscious organizes behavior. Change the self-concept, and the behavior begins to shift. Change the behavior, and the evidence begins to shift. Change the evidence, and the old belief loses power. This is how inner transformation becomes outer transformation. Say to yourself often, I am the kind of person who honors my dreams. I am the kind of person who keeps promises to myself. I am the kind of person who can learn what I need to learn. I am the kind of person who receives support. I am the kind of person who acts with courage before confidence is complete. I am the kind of person who can be trusted with success. I am the kind of person who grows through love, not only through pain. I am the kind of person who is safe to prosper, safe to love, safe to be seen, safe to rest, safe to create, safe to become. Then look for evidence. The mind finds what it is trained to seek. If you seek evidence that you are failing, you will find it. If you seek evidence that you are growing, you will find that too. Notice the small moments of alignment. Notice when you respond differently. Notice when you choose silence instead of argument. Notice when you take one step toward the dream. Notice when you catch an old thought before it becomes a spiral. Notice when you receive a compliment without rejecting it. Notice when you allow rest without guilt. These moments are proof of reprogramming. Celebrate them. Celebration tells the subconscious this matters, repeat this. Your life can change profoundly when you stop trying to be motivated all the time and instead become devoted. Motivation comes and goes like weather. Devotion is deeper. Devotion says, I return even when I do not feel inspired. I choose the new thought even when the old one is loud. I practice peace even when the world is noisy. I take the next step even when the full path is hidden. I keep the promise because my soul is worthy of consistency. Devotion reprograms the subconscious because it creates stability. It teaches the inner mind that this new identity is not a mood, it is a way of being. There is no need to rush. Rushing often tells the subconscious that the present moment is not safe. Move with urgency if you must, but not panic. Move with commitment, not violence against yourself. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not disqualified because you are still healing. The dream within you is not offended by your process. It is waiting for you to become the person who can carry it with love. Every breath can be part of the reprogramming. Every thought can be a seed. Every action can be a vote. Every moment of awareness can be a doorway. Even now, you can begin. Take a breath and imagine your subconscious mind as a vast night sky. For years, certain stars have formed constellations of belief. I am not enough. Life is hard. Love leaves. Money disappears. Dreams are for others. I must struggle to be worthy. Now see a new constellation forming. I am guided. I am enough. Life supports my awakening. Love is safe when I am rooted in myself. Abundance circulates through wisdom and gratitude. My dreams are sacred assignments. I can become new. Hold that image gently. Feel it not as a wish, but as a remembrance. The new pattern is being drawn. You do not have to know exactly how everything will happen. The how is often revealed to the person who is already walking. Doors appear when you approach the wall. Guidance comes when you take the step. Strength arrives when you enter the moment that requires strength. The subconscious wants certainty before movement, but the soul understands that movement creates certainty. Begin where you are, use what you have. Bless the step in front of you. Do not wait until you feel completely healed to live. Living consciously is part of the healing. And if doubt returns, let it return. You are not here to destroy every doubt. You are here to stop making doubt the leader. Doubt may sit in the back seat, but it does not hold the steering wheel. Fear may speak, but it does not cast the deciding vote. The past may knock, but it does not own the house. You are the conscious presence. You are the one who can choose again. This is your divine inheritance. The power to become aware, to decide, to align, to forgive, to imagine, to act, to love, to surrender, to begin anew. Your subconscious mind has been serving the instructions it received. Do not condemn it. It has been loyal to what it believed would protect you. Thou lie, give it higher instructions. Give it images of possibility. Give it feelings of gratitude. Give it repeated thoughts of worth. Give it evidence through action. Give it rest. Give it beauty. Give it silence. Give it forgiveness. Give it a new normal. And over time, what once felt impossible begins to feel natural. What once felt dangerous begins to feel safe. What once felt distant begins to feel intimate. What once felt like a dream begins to feel like a calling you are ready to embody. You are not manifesting from emptiness. You are manifesting from essence. You are not trying to become worthy. You are remembering worthiness and allowing your life to reorganize around it. You are not forcing the universe to serve your ego. You are aligning your consciousness with the intelligence of love, and from that alignment you act, receive, create, and become. This is the sacred formula. Stillness, awareness, new identity, elevated feeling, repeated thought, aligned action, surrender. Again and again, not perfectly, faithfully. One day you will look back and realize the dream was not only about the thing you received, it was about the person you became. It was about the subconscious fear you healed. It was about the old identity you released. It was about the courage you practiced in secret. It was about the mornings you chose gratitude instead of panic. It was about the nights you stopped going to sleep inside the old story. It was about the boundaries you set, the promises you kept, the forgiveness you offered, the silence you honored, the love you allowed. The manifestation was not merely the outer result. The manifestation was you becoming free. So begin now. Enter the hidden room within you with a lamp in your hand. Do not enter with judgment. Enter with love. Look at the old beliefs and say, I see you. I understand why you came. But I am no longer a child of unconscious fear. I am a conscious being. I am a soul. I am connected to a wisdom greater than the past. I choose a new pattern. I choose a new identity. I choose thoughts that bless me. I choose feelings that open me. I choose actions that honor me. I choose surrender that frees me. I choose to become the person through whom my dreams can safely arrive. Your subconscious mind is listening. Speak gently. Speak repeatedly. Speak with feeling. Speak with your behavior. Speak with your choices. Speak with your willingness to return. And as the inner room changes, the outer world will begin to answer. Perhaps slowly at first, in subtle shifts, new ideas, different reactions, unexpected openings, calmer decisions, renewed energy, clearer boundaries, deeper peace. Then more visibly through opportunities, relationships, prosperity, healing, creative flow, and the quiet certainty that you are no longer living from the old script. You are writing a new script now, not with ink alone, but with consciousness, not with desire alone, but with identity, not with words alone, but with feeling, not with effort alone, but with alignment. Let this be the moment you stop asking your past for permission to dream. Let this be the moment you stop rehearsing the life you no longer want. Let this be the moment you decide that your subconscious will no longer be a warehouse of old fear, but a sanctuary of divine possibility. Let this be the moment you plant the new seed and commit to watering it with love. The dream is not outside you mocking you from a distance. It is inside you calling you forward. It came to you because something in you is capable of meeting it. Trust that. Honor that. Become quiet enough to hear it. Become disciplined enough to serve it. Become loving enough to receive it. Become free enough to let it take the form life knows is highest. You are not alone in this becoming. The same power that moves through all creation moves through you. The same intelligence that turns a seed into a forest can turn a belief into a destiny. The same presence that brings dawn after night can bring a new life after years of unconscious repetition. Breathe and remember. Your mind can be renewed, your heart can be healed, your identity can be transformed. Your subconscious can be taught a new song. And when the deep mind begins to sing a new song, the whole life begins to move to a new rhythm. Keep singing, keep planting, keep feeling, keep choosing, keep becoming. Your dreams are not asking you to be perfect. They are asking you to become aligned, and alignment begins within.